You're watching Inland Sports, your local sports leader.
All because of you guys!
Highlights, interviews, and insight you won't find anywhere else. Brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona and Spoiled, quick quality oil change in Riverside. Inland Sports hosted by Pep Fernandez. Honored by the Southern California Interscholastic Football Coaches Association, the National Football Foundation, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the CIF Southern Section Champion of Character.
Hey, what's up, Pep? Too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
Upsets, undefeateds, blowouts. We're going to touch it all here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. We appreciate you spending your Saturday here with the Inland Sports team. I'm Pep Fernandez. We've got David Zink from the Press Enterprise, of course, world-famous intern Angel, and intern Nick, who's that close to getting a nickname. He's coming up huge this football season.
So he's Nick?
No nickname Nick right now.
No nickname Nick. Hello, we just gave him a nickname. That's a good one.
Did that just happen? Was it just born right now?
It just happened right there. It's no nickname. No nickname Nick.
All right, well, we've got a lot of high school football to get to. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, and I'm stealing that from the Anchorman movie. We've got the Ramona Rams. They're back. 4-1 on the season. Really just setting the world on fire right now.
And their own loss looks even better after last night.
Yeah, they lost. The Rubidoux to open the year was at 17-7. Is that right?
That's right.
And since then, just the hottest team on the planet. So we're glad to have them in studio.
Big bunch of kids here.
About the O-line, right? And a safety. We're also going to talk UC Riverside men's soccer. They cannot be beat on their home field. Unbelievable. They got that big winning on the road against UCLA a couple weeks ago.
With the own goal.
Man, as long as the ball goes in the net, right?
I tell you, it all looks the same in the scorebook.
That's right. You're darn right. So we're going to talk UC Riverside men's soccer. They're off to a great season, and as we said, tough to beat at home. But let's touch on a couple scores as we get a little deeper into the show throughout. We're going to talk about that. And the big frenzy over King High School's big man, John Cron, right?
Yeah, junior.
We're gonna dive into that later because it's not breaking news.
No.
David Zink, you broke this all the way down to the Press Enterprise
a year ago.
So we're going to get into that as well.
It's how slow things get national, I guess.
It is, man. Is information that slow getting out of the IE?
I thought with social media, stuff flew around really quick, but apparently not.
Right? He's a hard man to miss. He's that big. No one ever saw this big guy on the field and decided, hey, we should tell somebody about it.
With him standing in it, that doorway would disappear.
We should bring him in. Pizza eating contest. You down?
Oh, we should bring in Garth Gerhardt and him. I saw Garth just plow through a pizza and a half in about 30 minutes once.
We should have like some sort of like a WWE belt.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The Pizza Wars.
Yeah. We'll make it happen.
Inland Sports Pizza Challenge.
The show was brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training before we got off the rails, I'm sure. And they're like, what are we doing associated with this show? No, we appreciate their support. AdrenalineAthletic.com. They got all the travel ball teams for baseball, softball, workout, basketball, football, boot camp. Love the boot camp down there, so AdrenalineAthletic.com. And Spoiled, quick quality oil change. I went there this week, got my oil changed, new air filter, new wiper blade on the back of the Pathfinder, got it all set, ready to rock.
So you finally paid for an oil change?
I did. I paid. I went up to Bill Navigato, nicest owner. I said, listen, I'm paying full price. I don't care what you say. You support the show. I want to support you. Hooked it all up, man. I was out there in like 10 minutes, and I periscoped. I was live.
I watched it. Remember? Yes, Pep. I was actually commenting on the Periscope.
I know you watched it because I said spoiled was off Alejandro.
Alejandro.
And you pointed out it's not Alejandro.
It's Alessandro.
Of course, the Mexican guy says Alejandro, right? That's what you were thinking?
You're a coconut. You're just on the outside.
All right. Well, we've got a lot of high school football to get to. The big one right out of the gate, Redlands East Valley, blanking Carter, 50 nada. We'll get Coach Fazio's take on that because his boy's Alex Pierce at Carter, but yikes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that one coming.
I didn't either. I thought it was going to be a little closer. A game at Carter was that one team everyone was talking about in the Citrus Belt League that could give them a run. And if you don't know, it's kind of the wacky world of the CBL where they actually play 7 league games. So league play started last night. That was their league opener, and everyone said, well, this could be the league championship. League opener in September, league championship as well. But
2 keys that were off the field was Carter had a bye going into the Rev game. Not a good thing, I don't think. And then Rev had a rough outing against Rancho Verde and won, but I could tell from Coach Bruick that he was none too pleased with their performance. And I think the practice this past week was not fun, and I think that kind of set the fire going, so they got going.
Wildcats were angry.
Oh, I think so. At least angry or sore, I don't know which.
And now Rev gets Redlands, the big smudge spot game coming up next week, week 5 of the high school football season. The other game we want to touch on real quick before we get to Ramona, the game you were at, David Zink.
Yeah.
Rubidoux, man.
How come every time I walk down on a field to cover a game, it turns into a track meet and a long game?
Because they know you have a media deadline to get your story in the press
and I was yet again in the front seat of my Honda Accord with my iPad in my lap, barely any light, people walking by me, tapping on window as I'm trying to, plunk out a story.
What's wrong with this creep hanging out late at a high school?
Why is he on an iPad?
On his iPad. What's he looking at over there?
It's just odd.
Weirdo.
I'm sitting there by myself. I got all kinds of notes, papers flying in the air, just trying to do what I can. But you know what? But it got in the paper.
So 42-40, the final score, Rubidoux won, and it's really a historic start, right?
19 years since they started the season 5-0, and the Carroll brothers, they're for real. That double wing that they run, you got Brandon going up the gut. I mean, he went straight to the house at 40 or more yards 3 times last night, and then his brother, Roosevelt, is like the scat back guy, and he's just all over the place. Then at the end of the game, Pauly does score, and if they get the 2-point, it goes into overtime for the second week for the Bears. But they had Samuelu, who basically got the football, and Roosevelt, Carroll, basically comes around the right side as they're running left, and he ran him down in the backfield and basically left him 3 yards short of the 2-point conversion. Basically, nothing. Then they tried the onside, did not work, and then Rubidoux just basically ran out the clock with the last minute or so that they had left. But I will have to say, Rubidoux impressed me. I mean, they have a very stout defense, and Pauly did score points on them, but it was hard-fought points. And Pauly, a good team. They never gave up, and this is the second week that they've really been battling with people. Actually, second week. It's 5th week that they've really been battling, or 4th week. And so I find Pauly to be a good team. They're just like one play away the last 2 weeks from being either in the game or winning the game. And, it's a tough loss for Pauly. A really good quality win for Rubidoux as Rubidoux goes into league play now. I mean,
I don't know, man.
And the best thing was, so it's not Rubidoux. They play for the dough.
For the dough?
For the dough. D-O-U-X, the dough.
The dough.
We play for the dough. So Roosevelt, I'm talking to him, he's all, yeah, we play for the dough. And I'm like, what's the dough? Rubidoux?
Oh,
we play for the dough.
Okay.
So now they're the dough.
All right. Well, congrats to Rubidoux. We're going to talk to the Mona.
The Mona.
Right now, right?
Not as good of a...
I don't know.
Doesn't have as good of a sound.
I'm sorry. Can I take that back?
Let me jump out so Fazio can get in here.
Talk about the Mona. We've got the Ramona Rams football team joining us here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM, proudly brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training and Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change right here in Riverside. Coach Fazio, 4-1 to start the season. A little tongue-in-cheek off the show, but you guys have been hot. You guys are playing some good football right now, and that loss to Rubidoux in the opener, 17-7, doesn't look as bad right now.
Well, we knew they were decent, especially in the defensive front. Carroll brothers are really good. That Damian Brummett kid would be good anywhere. but he's really good at our division. So we knew they were a good football team. Our kids, I thought that was a good game for our kids because we kind of learned that we could hit with a good team and run with a good team, and we play really hard. I mean, we, as you can see, we're not giant. Our offensive line probably could fit in the big guy from King's locker, but our kids play really hard and we get after it, and we're off to a good start.
I think I might be able to play O-line for you. I'm not the biggest guy.
You're looking at him.
Yeah.
You're looking at him.
Hey, but you got some real life monsters, right?
Yeah,
some
absolutely.
Dudes. Who are your dudes here in the studio with us?
We got Nate Williams, who is our safety. Led our league in tackles last year. Was an all-league guy, and Tyler Lang, who was a first-team all-league offensive lineman last year, and then a couple other of our senior linemen, Rudy Medina and Aaron Rodriguez. So we got 3 linemen and our big safety here.
Well, let me start with the O-line here, because it's all about the O-line, right, guys? Talk about that win last night against Arroyo Valley, 49-zip, but really just the culmination of a great non-league portion of your schedule, right? So what have you guys been doing well to give the quarterback plenty of time, the running backs room to run? I mean, what have you guys been doing up front? Come on, Tyler, go for it.
Jump at it
Somebody
early.
talk.
I really think that we've been able to get a good push up off the line, and the linemen we're pretty much good at communicating with one another. So when there's a backer coming, we're calling it out to one another. So
we do a lot of work with that, with talk up front, and Aaron really, it's funny that he would bring that up because he's really kind of our point man, at the line of scrimmage, and you'll see him pointing guys out and getting us in the right stuff, and when you're 5'7" or whatever he is, that's usually the role of the 5'7" lineman. You find that they're usually the thinking man's lineman. So that's been a big thing for us up front, and our kids, in the off season have gotten really strong. I know you can't necessarily tell because they got the big shirts on, but we actually got some muscles now, like real football
There's
players.
some muscles under those shirts.
There's some muscles there
All right.
somewhere.
Well, Nate, let me ask you, as a returning guy, one of the key players, from last year to this year, it was Coach Fazio's first season last year, but to this year, do you see like a big change in the team and maybe just the morale around the team?
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot more discipline this year. If the other teams John a little bit, we really step back from that and we don't get into it with those guys. So I feel like we definitely have more discipline, and that we really believe in each other a lot more, and we play as a team. We're a lot closer this year than we were last year, I think.
Now, it would have been easy. You guys lose to Rubidoux, and you're like, man, I feel like that's a game we could have won. It was 17-7. You could have packed your bags and go home, take your ball with you. It's over. But you guys have won 4 in a row. I mean, was there ever any doubt, like, you know what, you look around the locker room, we've got some guys that can play. We've got Coach Fazio over here. I mean, we could still win some ball games, and now you're 4-1. Come on, Rudy, you want to jump in here. I know you do. I can see it.
Yeah, well, we know that Rubidoux game, we left some plays on the field, and we just got to make those, and we knew we got to step up next week's coming up because we got some big games, and so we just worked hard at practice every week.
How about you, Tyler? You want to jump in there?
Yeah, it was just at practice we just Dang.
That's all right. Coach
all right.
Fazio, why don't you jump in there?
One of the things for us that we talked about after the Rubidoux game, and Rudy touched on it, we felt like we left some plays out there. We felt like there were some plays we could have made it, and credit to Rubidoux for making them. Rubidoux did make the plays they needed to make to win the game, but we felt like, we were one block away sometimes, we were one catch away, we were one throw away, one tackle away, and we just didn't make enough plays to win. And again, this is part of the learning process as you're getting better and building as a program, and I think our kids, in the next week against Hemet, we made a few of those plays, and then the next week against Knight with the quarterback that showed up out of nowhere and scored 70 points last night, that we were a little surprised by. We made a few plays, and then against Vista Del Lago, obviously they're a really good team. We made a bunch of plays, so that's something our kids have learned, and that's one of the cool processes as you get better is you see those kind of lights click on, like, okay, we can do this. And, we've talked about relentless focus in practice. That's something we talk about a lot. We had a relentless focus this week on trying to get ready to beat Arroyo Valley and nothing else. Block everything else out. And now we'll get back to the lab on Monday and try to go forward.
Now you got the bye coming up before you go into league play. If you look at the big picture, is it at least kind of exciting when you talk about the program in terms of, we're in the playoff hunt. We're in the league title hunt. I know you got Norte Vista looming out there, but at least at this point of the season, you're not 0-5. You're like, man, how do I keep the guys excited about the season and keep them, wanting to go hard? You're 4-1 right now. I know you don't want to look too far down the road, but it must just be exciting where the program is at right now going forward.
Well, these kids have worked hard to get to this point, and we talked about that before the Vista Del Lago game. We knew that was a big game and a game people cared about. And I remember Nate and I had a conversation before the game about, think of how hard you worked to get our program to the point where this is a big game. In the past, this hasn't been that big of a game. Think of how much work you guys put in to get us to the point where this is a big game. And so our kids have put the work in to get to that point. As far as thinking down the line, I'll speak for the kids on this one. We're not looking at Norte Vista. I haven't looked at 5 minutes of them. We're not looking at a playoff picture or anything like that. We're right now, we got through last night. We're going to go home and start to work on Drupa Valley and get the best we can. I think we had a bad taste in our mouth from that game last year. We felt like we left a few plays on the field in that game and got beat by them. So we've got to work there. They've got some guys. Coach Garez really coaches them. Always on the offensive, defensive line, they got some guys. So that's all we're thinking about. We're 1 week at a time. I know that's a cliche, but relentless focus on now trying to get ready to play as good as we can against Drupa Valley.
Hey, Aaron, let me go over here. Do you feel like this is a season of maybe of redemption? A lot of these schools that you're like, man, we could have got them last year, or we should have won that game, or we were so close, and this year it's kind of like, we could do this. We're 4-1 right now. We've got a lot of talent. We could get those wins, and we could get into the playoffs.
Yeah, we did. We lost a few games, and they weren't. To me, if you ask me, they weren't really by big gaps. So I mean, like Coach Fazio said, we did leave a few plays out there last year. And now this year being 4-1, I mean, like we're starting to make those plays and starting to finish up what we're starting, and we're going out there and doing our thing pretty much.
All right, Aaron, let me go to the left side of the room real quick because we're running out of time here. But I talked to Coach Fazio earlier this season. He took the horns off the helmets. He went with the stickers. You guys like that? I mean, you have to earn them, right? You got to earn your stickers for the helmets. Nate, you're nodding over here, yeah.
Yeah, well. The helmet stickers are a little bit too hard to get for me, in my opinion. They're a little bit too hard to earn. But anyway.
We'll have to look into that.
No, system. I really think they're a really good idea. It just shows that when you put the work in and you make the big plays that we need to make to win the games, that you get rewarded for that. And I like the idea of them being the horns. And it keeps Ramona passion alive. So,
hey Rudy, do you know who has the most on the team?
That would be Mr. Tyler Lang right next to me.
Oh, really?
He leads the team.
Sir.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, what did you have to do to get all those stickers? I mean, what's the requirements for you to get those?
You can earn them by getting in the backfield, getting a tackle for a loss, or sacking the quarterback, having a tough play where the ball's thrown away from you, you need to chase it down from the backside. And if you get there, while your other teammates are slowing them down.
Can you share some with Nate over here? I mean, he doesn't have enough.
Tyler didn't even put him on. We came out Wednesday to practice. I go, Tyler, I've given you 30 of these stickers. Where are you putting them? And he's like, oh, I don't know. So I said, I want to see those on your helmet when you come back to practice on Thursday. So he comes up to me on Thursday with his cell phone, and he goes, Coach, so he had the helmet. He goes, look, I put them on. And he goes, but also, look, I put my helmet on my dog. And he had a picture of his helmet on his dog. I go, Tyler, what are you doing? Come on, man, we got to go. We got a big game on Friday.
Oh, man.
Don't show me that before the game, man.
So good.
Hey, man, a dog's a man's best friend.
I guess so. You had to have a model to put the stickers on, I guess.
The Halos have the rally monkey. You've got Tyler's dog, man.
Dog.
Roll them out to the games. Put them on the leash. I'll talk to Tibbles. We'll make it happen. It's all good. Well, Coach, I wish we had more time. Let's make a deal. You guys keep winning. We'll bring you back in the studio. Deal?
Deal.
Sounds good.
All right, the Ramona High School football team here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. When we come back, we're going to talk UC Riverside men's soccer on the one and only Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports 1350.
Don't leave.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Every sport that we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have our travel ball program with our softball and baseball teams. Our performance training definitely to get quicker, stronger, faster.
I played.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, the one and only on Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM. We got UC Riverside men's soccer in the house, and Coach Capello, I'm just going to put it out there. I've still got like 3 years of eligibility left at the college level, so
bring it on.
I'm just saying. Hey. I mean, you guys, you're in good hands. I can see you got some great players.
There's always space. We can find a way.
And the end of the bench. I mean, maybe the moral support guy.
There you
go. The guys on.
It works.
All right, well, the Highlanders have been red hot coming off a big win last night against San Jose State 3-0. Tough to beat on their home pitch. They get the job done once again, so we're going to check in with the Highlanders. The Inland Sports Show brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona and Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change in Riverside. All right, let's talk UCR men's soccer. 4-4-1 overall on the season. You've got conference coming up next week, right, against UC Davis. And Coach Capello, let me start with you. Last night, 3-0 victory against San Jose State, and also a huge crowd on hand from what I understand, 1,000 plus out there. That's got to feel good when you go out to a home match and the place is filled, it's loud. I mean, it's easier to play in front of a big crowd, right?
Yeah, it's awesome, and I think these guys feed off of it. Our school just started back in session, so the students were back on campus, and they came out in huge numbers last night. Really showed a lot of support, a lot of energy for our guys, and our guys fed off of it, and obviously got the 3-0 win, which is awesome. We love playing at home.
What do you think it is about that home cooking? Playing on your home pitch and just something about it. You guys are tough to beat.
It's just a little bit of comfortability and the fact that I think we take a lot of pride in what we do here in Riverside. It's a place that I think our guys really embrace. You know, we're trained there every single day. We have a lot of excitement on campus, and we get to play in front of our home fans, and we love it. We've won 2 of our matches so far at home.
All right, Coach. Let's do a little name dropping. Who'd you bring along with us today?
So I've got Norberto Ochoa, who's actually a Riverside native.
Yeah, Polly, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Mike Salazar, who's from Moreno Valley. Ricky Ruiz, Lake Elsinore.
Yeah, Lakeside.
Yeah. And Phil Dominique, who's a Redlands guy, Redlands East Valley.
All right, so just based on that, I mean, there's some talent in the IE. You don't have to go very far, right, to find some of these guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the best thing is, you know, I found Mike watching a high school game here in Riverside, Moreno Valley area. So a lot of people overlook some talent that's here in the IE, but you got to go out and find the players, and there's plenty of players out in this area.
All right, guys, let's go left to right because we want to get you all on the show here and just talk about the season as a whole. And I know a lot of people are talking about that signature win against UCLA a couple weeks ago on the road in overtime. Let's go left to right and get your thoughts on knocking off the Bruins. And is it a huge deal? Are we making too much of it, or is it a huge signature win not only for the program but the whole athletic department, really?
I mean, yeah, anytime you beat a big school like UCLA on the road, especially, is a huge for your program, huge for our program. But I guess we could be blowing it up too big because, it's another team, you know. We've done it before, we wanted to do it again, and we did it again. So, you know.
We're looking at some video right now because the Inland Sports Show is live and amplified all over the world on YouTube right now. We're checking out that goal. Was there a moment where you guys thought, did that ball really go in? Like you were looking around like it was a weird play. It was an own goal. It was like up in the air. It somehow got over the goalie's head and in under the crossbar. I mean, did you guys look around and say, did we just beat UCLA?
Yeah, it was I guess a lot of people could say it was lucky, but we gave ourselves a chance to win that game. You know what I mean? We put ourselves in a situation in that game to give ourselves a chance to win. And, you know, the ball just fell in our favor that day. So, we'll take it. You know?
Yeah.
So a win is a win.
A win is a win, man, especially against a program like UCLA. And, Ricky, let's go back to you. I know you're too cool for school back there in the back, but we're gonna hit you up anyways. You're a local guy, so what's it like being able to play with other locals? When you look around, it's kind of like an Inland Empire All-Star team here in the studio right now.
It's crazy. It's crazy to know that there has been a lot of talent out here in the Inland Empire, and the Inland Empire is not out there, so it's good to know that there's players that can prove and let it go worldwide, like right now.
Right now, yeah, everyone around the world's watching this.
Yep.
There could be club soccer teams in Europe being like, oh man, there's Ricky Ruiz. Great soccer player, great on the radio as well. How do we sign this guy, right? All right, let's keep moving down the line here. And, undefeated, I should say unbeaten at home on your home pitch. You got conference coming up. So, Mike, talk about how you guys feel going in that Davis match and obviously playing at a very high level.
I think that as a team, we're doing really well at home. And from what I've seen, like in the past history, playing against Davis is really tough. So, now that we're playing at home and it's a conference opener, I hope we get a result as a team and do it for the people here in Riverside.
Well, Mike, let me ask you, so when you look at the big picture, the goals of the team, I guess it's win conference, right?
Yeah.
Get in the NCAA tournament. Do you feel like when you look around the locker room, like, hey, we got some guys, we got a great coach, we're playing really well right now. This is a team that could do something special this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this team, we can score goals, and in the locker room, it's really good with the guys. And we're South Division defending champions. And we were really close to winning the Big West last year. So I hope we can do it this year.
All right, let's check in with Norberto down here at Ochoa, who's got he's rocking the Wolverine shirt here in studio. Let me ask you, because this is a question we love to ask on the show. If you could be any superhero, who would you be? Would it be Wolverine?
Yeah, it would be Wolverine.
Is that your guy?
That's my guy.
Who would these guys be? You know them better than I would.
I would say Hulk.
Hulk, okay. Phil, the big guy, right?
Just because I'm big, man.
Does he get angry?
Like actually he does. During training, he actually did good.
Yeah, okay, well, he's what about little Ricky Ruiz over here, man? He's too cool.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
There you go, saying that. And then for
real, what?
Ant-Man, yeah.
Ricky, that was his real answer. That was it. That was his answer.
Why I gotta be Ant-Man?
And then for Mike, probably the Flash.
Super fast,
He's fast, yeah. He's really, really fast. Yeah. That would be my team.
All right. Well, I know Coach is standing right there, but yeah, can we give Coach?
Coach?
I know he's right there. So if you want playing time and minutes,
Professor Xavier.
Okay, all right. You got it right. But Norberto, let me ask you. all local guys. You're a Riverside Poly guy, right? So did you ever, when you were younger, did you think, hey, I want to play at UC Riverside? Like, is this like kind of a dream come true, playing Division I college soccer in your own backyard?
Well, yeah, it's really a dream come true. I mean, living here like the rest of all my life and playing at UCR is just a dream come true. Because my family's close, they can go watch me, and then also new guys that come and play like Ricky, Salazar. If I wouldn't have gone to D1, I never would have met them, and they're like my best friends now, more like brothers to me. It's just, I'm glad that I got this opportunity to actually play Division I soccer.
Who leads the team in goals?
Right now.
You right? Are you tied?
No, we're tied. Me and Salah are tied.
Oh, you guys are tied, huh?
Yeah.
Because you had 2 last night, right?
Yeah.
And you had 1
Yeah.
against San Jose State. Is that a friendly competition? You guys keep track of that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We set goals. We set goals. Yeah. I mean, I feel like he has a high expectation of me, and I do the same for him. So if I score more goals than him, he wants to do the same. Vice versa with every other player. Like
kind of push each other, right?
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, we push one another, we push the whole team. Everybody sees that I'm pushing him, he's pushing me, and then the whole team sees that, so everybody gets in the mix.
Coach Capella, let me ask you, you guys, they just worked well together when they're on the field at the same time? We're talking about Mike and Norberto over here.
Yeah, you know, these two are probably 2 of the most talented forwards, I think, in my opinion, in the country. And I think they get overlooked a little bit just because maybe our program hasn't had the history and the dominance over the years. But in the past few years, we've had a lot of success. Like Mike said, we won our league regular season championship last year, and we've gotten a lot of guys drafted into the MLS the past 4 years. So we're starting to make a bit of a name for ourselves, and these 2 guys are probably 2 of the more talented players we've had through the program. So if they keep up on the path that they're on, they're definitely going to get the notice that they should get.
Does that help when you see past players go MLS or pro anywhere that, you know, it's like, hey, come to UCR, you play at a high level, you're going to, you know, compete for that spot in the NCAA tournament, and we've got guys going pro out of here.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody as a team, obviously you want to win championships. You want to get to the NCAA tournament. You want to go as far as you can. But individually, the guys have goals as well. So when we talk to recruits, we show them our track record. We show them that the past 4 years we've had guys drafted in the MLS, and that we can develop players that play at the next level. So, you know, I think as a young, talented player, they get excited about those sort of things, that we can compete on a high level as a team, and they can continue to progress as individuals too.
All right, let's go back down to the end. Big Phil over here, a.k.a. the Hulk, right?
Yeah. What's up?
Phil, let me ask you, so you're a Rev guy, right?
Yes, sir.
So, did you know any of these guys before you got to UCR? Or just
Actually, I mean, no, I did not, because I had originally gone to Redlands High School my freshman and sophomore year and played high school soccer there. And then I transferred to Redlands East Valley my junior, senior, and did not play high school soccer. I was playing academy.
Did the club thing, right?
Yeah,
Academy, okay.
So I hadn't known any of these guys until coming to Riverside.
So, because I remember Ricky, I think it was at the San G shootout. I think you were there playing for Lakeside, and did you guys win it that year?
Yes, we did.
All right, there you go. So, I mean, I just didn't know if you guys had crossed paths, maybe played each other at the high school level. I'm sure the club paths, right? You guys see each other at tournaments and whatnot? No?
Well, I'm a lot younger than they are, so.
These old guys, Ricky? Are these the old guys?
No, he's 25.
Not 25, really? that's why I told
I'm not even on my 20 yet.
All right, so as the young guy, do you look at these guys and see how they go about their business in terms of how they practice, maybe their classwork, things like that, in order to, you know, obviously these guys are doing something right. They're leading the team in goals, and you guys are playing well.
Oh, yeah. I came in looking forward into pretty much everyone. I mean, I got little things from every player, and then just try and do it on my own and see what I can do with it.
All right, Mike, let me ask you. We were talking about the home field advantage, right? You guys have not been beaten on your home pitch, getting good crowds out there. How would you sell it to people out there? Say, hey, you know what? We've got a game on, I don't know, Sunday night or whatever. You know, come out, check us out. We're going to pack the place. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And this is the team that can make the playoffs.
What do I say to that?
Yeah, I mean, get some fans out there.
Just come watch us score some goals and win games.
That's what it's about, right? Scoring goals. People want to see goals, right?
Yeah, that's what they come to see.
So they're coming to see you is what you're saying.
No,
because you're the goal scorer. You and your boy over here, the Wolverine. You guys are the goal scorers, right?
Yeah.
Let me get in your words. Why do you think you two, you and Norberto, work so well together offensively on the field at the same time?
I feel that we have the same. We watch the same players. Like when we watch TV, like Ronaldinho, Neymar, like those guys, we idolize those guys. So I mean, we always talk about it together when we get on the field. You know, if we get on the scoreboard together, I don't think anybody can beat us. You know, and last night was a good example of that. You know, we both got on the scoreboard at the half, and we won the game. So I feel like we have good chemistry together. We talk to each other a lot. We have all the same classes together. We're just always together. So I feel like being on the field together, it's like
Chemistry, right? I mean, it's like second nature.
Yeah.
All right, we're running out of time. I gotta ask you guys, former soccer player myself, and I'm guilty of this. Raise your hand. Have you faked an injury, rolled around like it's the worst thing in the world? I can't. Everyone grab Mike's hand. Man, throw him under the bus. We can even wait. Just grab his hands and, oh, it's Mike over here.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's part of the game, right? I've done it. Everyone's done it. You know, they roll around. It's like the worst thing in the world. I can't get up. I need a stretcher. And then the referee walks away and you pop up.
Then
and
drink
you
some of that magic water and you're good.
Yeah, that's right. Magic stuff, right? And you're all good. You're 100%. Coach Capella, before we let you go, what are the keys going forward for your team, your side, to win not only the Big West Conference, but you want to, punch your ticket to the NCAA tournament? And I don't know, you guys beat UCLA. This is a team that can make a deep run here.
We definitely can make a run, and I think if our guys continue to build on the little steps that we've made throughout the season so far, I think that's definitely an attainable goal. We just have to make sure that we're dangerous going forward and that we defend well as a unit. You know, if we keep teams off the board, there's no doubt in my mind that some of these guys are going to pump in 1, 2, maybe 3 goals in a game. And then if we can score early and put teams under pressure, it makes the defending a little bit easier. So we just got to do it all as a group.
Absolutely. Hey, if I need to pick up 12 units and suit up, I mean,
let me know.
Okay. All right.
We'll get you a jersey.
All right. Cool. I got you. All right. The UC Riverside men's soccer team here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Guys, we really appreciate the time and best of luck going forward. Keep winning. We'll bring you back. Deal?
Cool.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
All right. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. That's UC Riverside men's soccer here on the show. We're going to move forward a little bit. And, David, I think you wanted to talk about really a local legend in terms of, RCC athletics. He was an athletic director.
Yeah, Jim Cross.
Heck of a football player as well, right, at RCC?
Yeah, and it was sad to hear that last Saturday Jim Cross, a longtime athletic director at Riverside City College, passed away, cancer. And you don't think about people. He retired 10, 15 years ago, so you really don't think about people until it's really kind of sad that at some point you hear about them and you go, my gosh, he passed away. And then you think of all the great things that they were. And, there were a lot of people that really chimed in. I wrote something in the paper about it. And, one of my favorite memories of Jim Cross was, as a student at RCC back in the Stone Age years, that he would ride around campus in a short sleeve, button-down shirt, a tie, on a beach cruiser. And that's how he got around to things. And the thing that was best about Jim Cross was he was like always the calmest guy in the room, and he was always a guy who could take a crazy situation and work it out, make it so everybody's happy and things are good. And with the high level of athletics that they play at RCC, you got some really competitive coaches and coaches that get fired up, and he was able to kind of rein those guys in and keep them focused on what's important, which is academics and the kids and winning and teaching them as you go along. So it's kind of sad to hear that he passed away, but he left a huge legacy at the school, both as an athlete at the school and also as an administrator and teacher at the school, and did a lot for RCC. And I just want to take a moment to thank him, a little late, but to thank him for everything that he did, and then also make sure that people understand that when people kind of go out of the public eye, they don't really go away, and you should really, obviously, at the time that they do go retire, do something like that, you should honor those people because they've done great things.
All right. Well, we wanted to take a moment here and obviously pay our respects to a guy who made such a huge impact in our local community. All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we got more high school football. We're going to unveil our grade 8 and 4 more from this past week. Major shakeup coming after some teams lost in our grade 8 and 4 more. So we're going to see some new teams pop up in our high school football rankings. That's coming up next on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Every sport that we offer here, the performance training is definitely specific to what they need. A lot of people actually come in here for the performance training, and also we have our travel ball program with our softball and baseball teams. Our performance training definitely to get quicker, stronger, faster.
And FoxSportsRadio1350.com. Now here's more with Pep on the Inland Sports Show.
I forgot to mention this on the air, but we got some sweet UC Riverside gear. It says men's soccer on it. I'm going to proudly rock this swag all over Riverside. Did I say swag? Yeah, I did.
Hey, you know what? People, I mean, I can walk down the street, people probably will think I play for the UCR soccer.
Whoa. Let's not go off the deep end, world famous. People are going to think I'm the star player. You and your boy Michael Salazar. You're listening to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio 1350 AM, brought to you by Adrenaline Athletic Training and Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change in Riverside. Shout out to my boy Steve Biscotti. You're asking who's Steve Biscotti? Well, it's Matteo Biscotti's dad from Redlands East Valley, of course. He's a huge fan of the show. He says, nice segment, nice Titans football shirt. Temescal Canyon, rocking Temescal Canyon here on the show. They hooked us up with some nice gear a couple weeks ago. So I told you I wear it. Everything I get, I wear. I don't tuck it away somewhere. I actually wear it. It says, rock that UCR jersey. I heard them say they would get you one. You're right, Steve. We appreciate you listening to the show. We know you're a big fan, and I hope you're still enjoying that Redlands East Valley 50-0 victory against Carter High School.
Hanging a 50 on him.
Yeah, he texted me last night with a shot of the scoreboard. I'd already seen the score, but he made sure I knew about it. So we'd appreciate it. Steve's a good
You know what the caption to that was? Scoreboard!
Scoreboard, yes, really?
He's going to be an intern one day, right?
Steve is an intern. I mean,
we're getting interns all over the place. Yeah. Nick, you better up your game.
Yeah, Phil Dominique over here, a defender for the UCR men's soccer team, said, hey, I'm into the radio. I want to be in the radio game.
Another Rev guy.
So, yeah.
Look at Rev versus Redlands. That'd be fun.
He went to Redlands, too. Don't forget
He did.
Yeah, but don't forget your roots.
But he left. He left. Obviously a sour taste in his mouth.
Obviously. All right, a couple more high school football scores before we break out our Inland Sports Grade 8 and 4 more conversation here. Norco over Citrus Hill. Norco wins 31-28. It's following along on social media. That was a game that went down to the wire.
Skin of their teeth.
That was a big win for Norco. And let's see, Great Oak. We had Corona on the show last week, right? We're all excited about the Panthers. We like the Panthers. We like the Space Chariot. Is that what it was called? The Space Chariot.
Space Chariot, yeah.
Fell in love with Corona last week. I really did. Got a man crush on Coach Hill. Loved the team. Thought they were awesome. And then they lost to Great Oak on homecoming, 24-17. Great Oak's homecoming, I should clarify. So, you guys are all staring at me like they're like a bunch of mouth breathers.
Because you quickly threw them under a bus.
No, I didn't.
Listen, man.
No,
they were 4-0. They lost one game.
Okay.
There's still 4 wins.
Yes, they're still having a great season.
And they said last week that with that 1-9 season last year, it was a big team builder. So hopefully this one loss will help rebuild that team so they get into the Big 8 and get kicking some tail.
Adversity. A little adversity, right?
Exactly.
The Big 8
they were getting. You saw them. They were running around on the chariot.
Yeah.
I mean, they were getting a little cocky. I mean, come on. He was doing spin moves and little fingers. Hey,
you periscope that, right? Can we? Yeah. Let's retweet that periscope.
Okay.
Of Walker rolling around on that space chariot.
Well, when he went outside, he went off the curb, and then he started going to the car, and he did like a 360 spin with a little finger. Hey.
Yeah, he's cool.
He was all, it was too much.
He's hilarious. I got to give a shout out to Josh Ricard. Hit me up on social media and said, Pep, where's that Santiago love, man? We beat Chaparral. Final score in that one, 56-34. So, Josh, here's your shout out. Here's the love for the Sharks. Nice win against the Pumas last night. Maybe the shocker, Vista Marietta coming up short against Orange Lutheran, 29-14. Orange Lutheran, a Pac-5 school, so they won't see OLU in the West Valley Division playoffs.
Well, they tangled with a Trinity League school, and that's a tough thing to do.
I mean, every single school in that Trinity League could be winning CIF titles. So
it's obviously the future home of Vinny Fazio's son too, from what I understand.
That's what we're hearing, right?
Yeah, he's already signed the contract, I guess. I don't know.
Done deal,
According to our sources.
All right, so the Inland
sources close to me.
The Inland Sports Grade 8 and 4 more. We're going to update it next week, but here's how we looked going into Week 4 of the high school football season. We had Centennial number 1. Then we had Vista Marietta. So here's the big question: Centennial, Vista Marietta, Rev, Norco, Heritage. How far does Vista Marietta slip? If they do it all, do the Broncos slip?
Oh, they do.
Oh, man, Angel is all over that.
I think Rev's got to go back up to that number 2 spot.
So, world famous intern Angel has Rev at number 2. Intern Nick, our local sports experts, where does Vista Marietta fall? And you're a Redlands guy, so this might pain a little bit, but where does Rev go from here?
They have to go to number 2. I mean,
wow. So the consensus is Rev number 2?
They both have a loss, though. Who has the better loss?
I would say Vista Marietta has the better loss.
I would say that myself. So there's no shame in losing to a Trinity League school.
So David, are you implying that Vista Marietta still hangs on to number 2?
I'm only one vote in the room, man. I'm just telling you what I think.
What about Heritage? I'm just gonna put it out. Heritage.
I'm gonna say last night the 2 most impressive wins. I didn't see the Heritage one, but Heritage is turning into just a monster. They probably already were a monster, but I've yet to see them, and I'm probably not going to get a chance to see them. But every time I look at their score, I'm like, geez, man, I keep waiting for them to fall back a step, but they're not.
What about Norco?
What about Norco? Huh?
Barely getting by.
But barely.
No joke, Zink.
Thank you, intern Nick.
What do you say?
Citrus Hill is no joke.
Okay. You're a Big 8 school, man. Citrus Hill, you should be able to handle them.
All right, so...
Hey, look, I like Chuck. Great guy. I love Norco. Great team.
But...
You're better than that. That's what I'm going to say. Norco, you're better than that. Oh, geez, there's some haters now.
Somewhere Citrus Hill's like, man, he hates us.
No, come on.
Jeez.
Come on.
We're going to update this next week. How it's going to all shake out, I don't know. We're going to go in the room. We're going to lock the door. We're going to stay up all night until we get it right.
With the 5 computers out.
With iced coffee.
Iced coffee. It's all,
There's no sleep until we straighten this out,
yes,
Pep.
Absolutely. And I just want to point out, so every week...
No name Nick should be there, too, to make sure we get this right.
Nick, yes. So every week, the CIF Southern section releases their rankings. And I always talk about it, put it out on social media. Listen, those aren't our... We didn't make this up. Those are not our rankings. Yeah, so I just want to put that out there. Those are not our rankings. They had Carter at number 2. They had some other wacky stuff going on. That's not us. I'm just reporting the facts.
Pep has become the motivation behind every football team in the Inland Empire.
Or David Zink in the Press Enterprise, you know.
Wow.
Because hold on. We need to touch on the score. So we're going to have some Paloma Valley highlights in our next preview show next week. But I want to ask you, David Zink, did you pick Paloma Valley over Temecula?
I did not.
You dirty dog. I told you pick.
By the way, first of all, I didn't claim to be an expert. I'm told to do this by my boss, and I was 5-5 this week. I'm you know.
Ooh, that's barely 500.
Putting it right. That is 500.
That's exactly 500.
You're like the Oakland Raiders or Detroit
Well, you're not
Lions.
picking. You're not picking games, so don't get on me. I don't see where you're so perfect. I think we were in a pick 'em pool together at the Press Enterprise.
Yeah.
I owned you, so don't give me that. So if you want to start picking games together, and then we can talk about those, let's do it. Other than that, shh.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. He's right. Yeah, I think I finished last.
You did, Mr. Pick'em guy.
But I played it like the mayor, man. I was just teams I like, coaches I like, players I like.
You're like
who's gonna give me a T-shirt?
You're like the boyfriend that never stays with one girlfriend. You're just always all over the place. You know what you are? You're an alley cat. That's what you are when it comes to picking teams.
Hey, so is Coach Hill. That's good company, right?
Exactly.
That's good company right there. Hey, real quick before we get to the John Cron conversation, because he's just blowing up all over the world.
Was that a joke? Blowing up?
Oh, well, I'll talk about his story blowing up. I want to get to the coach's challenge. I've got the rankings right here, or the point total after week 4 of the high school football season. Did you guys do the math yet?
No. I know I had a pretty good week.
World famous, you had a pretty good week. Was it better than everybody else? No. It's a pretty good week, though.
Well, one of my teams had to bye.
That's true. I think by the snark in him, somebody else had a really good week too.
There's a lot of layers of snarky over here. But, okay, so if you're watching us live and amplified all over the world, and I know you are, here's the Coach's Challenge point total right now.
Oh, no.
Zink and I both have 29.
Yoo-hoo!
Angel, you're in striking distance.
I'm in striking distance, 26. I'm going to stay close, and then I'll break ahead week 8, 9.
Intern Nick, you took it on the chin a little bit. You're at 19.
Don't worry, I'm coming back, Pep.
Still plenty of time. He's a second half of the season kind of guy. So that's
We're not even halfway there.
He's getting to be the Oakland Raiders of the Pick'em deal. Coach's deal.
Listen, I wish
process.
Number 1 pick.
I wish I would have brought this up when Vinny Fazio was here.
Oh man.
Because do you remember? Let's rewind for a second. You guys all have big smiles. Hold on, but let me break this down for you. Do you guys remember when I picked Vinny Fazio in the Coach's Challenge and you guys laughed at me?
I don't remember that.
Me,
you are
pointed fingers at me.
Hold on one second, Pep.
Told me to get a life.
Pep, you are absolutely embellishing that ridiculously.
Am I?
Nobody left. We were all impressed with every pick.
You were shocked.
Every pick other than Nick's picks.
Hey, not yet, Zink.
Actually, from the outside looking in, Nick didn't have bad picks.
I'll tell you what, Nick. If you come back and finish second or better, you'll no longer be no nickname Nick, okay?
Oh,
I like the nickname.
So that's
He'll be Nostradamus, Nick.
That's
all
right.
So it's been told. Okay, so he's no nickname Nick.
No Nick.
But if he comes back and does what?
If he comes back and finishes second or better, so he moves up 2 spots.
So he has to leapfrog, 2 people.
Well, I mean, he's far enough behind that it's going to be hard to get to second.
Then he will become Nostradamus Nick. Okay, I love it.
It'll happen.
I love it. Okay, so it's sealed. That's
How about this? If he doesn't, we change his name to Never Gonna Happen Nick. I'm just kidding. Wow, crickets? Hello? Hello? Is this mic on?
Well, there's still plenty of time. But once we get to the playoffs, it's going to determine who makes the playoffs. Because if you have a coach that's not in the playoffs, obviously you're not getting points.
Oh, yeah.
And we're following this thing through. Because you got Matt Logan, so you could be getting points till
bonus round.
Christmas time, and Zink still.
Bonus. I got a few of those coaches.
Hey, we got 3 minutes left. We got to touch on this real quick. So, King's big lineman, John Cron, blowing up all over the world, Fox Sports, ESPN, all these different places. But David Zink, I've got news for you. We've landed on the moon. We've discovered the internet. Oh, and by the way, John Cron, we broke the news like over a year ago. You did the story in the Press Enterprise.
It's true. I wrote about Junior last year, and it's actually been on the website for the entire year. In fact, when all that stuff happened at ESPN, the best thing that happened to the Press Enterprise was that it went all over ESPN and all those other networks, because my story in one day got over 5,000 views in one day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it was like the leading story for the day, I think on Wednesday or Thursday. So, I mean, it actually helped the press enterprise and that story get out there again. But yeah, it was a year ago we were talking about this guy, and in fact, I think he's put on 25 or 30 pounds since, and grown about a half an inch to an inch since. Because I would think he's pushing 6'11", now he's 7 foot and 440. So the tall tale's getting taller and wider.
So we're just having fun with this. Obviously, we're excited for him. He's getting a lot of attention right now. But you broke it down over a year ago. It's not like, hey, we didn't know about this guy.
Kind of a, he's kind of a kid that gets, it's very polarizing. People either would give him a hard time about it or what have you. But nice enough kid, nice family, good people, and you know what? He's playing something he loves to play, and we'll see where he takes it. But I hate how the national media just jumped on it, and all of a sudden, he's a Division I athlete. God knows if he's a Division I athlete. I guess that's for the recruiters to decide. But just let the kid play football and have fun. He's enjoying playing football.
All right, we're coming to an halt here. It's been fun.
No!
It's been real. It's been real fun.
Let's just go for another hour. What do you say, Greg? You tired? Are you ready to go?
Greg's been rocking out with the sunglasses over here.
I think he had a late night last night.
I think he did. He's nodding yes. Hey,
or he's nodding off.
Every single Friday night, 11 o'clock, you can check out Sports Weekly live on IEMG TV. We had highlights of Rev against Carter, Redlands at Ukaipa, thanks to No Nickname Nick over here. We had a lot of great stuff, so check us out every Friday night at 11 o'clock on IEMG TV. And shout out to Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona, adrenalineathletic.com. Check out more on Leonard Russell and all the programs they offer down there. And Spoiled, quick quality oil change in Riverside. Simply the best. Get you in and out in a hurry, fair prices, great service, and honesty. That's all you can really ask for when you're trying to get your oil change, because you don't really want to go in there. You just want to get in there and get out and get your job done right?
Absolutely.
Everyone's nodding yes. All right, so for the UC Riverside men's soccer team and the sweet swag, thank you to the Highlanders, the Ramona High School football team, No Nickname Nick, world famous intern Angel, David Zink from the Press Enterprise, and of course, Greg Gillette running the board. I'm Pep Fernandez, and we'll see you again next Saturday on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.